Hey guys, Erica Galinas from Century 21 Affiliated here in Lowell. I wanted to give you guys a market update. January was kind of a little busy for me, I'm sure for you too, so I wanted to update you not just on the numbers through today, which February 26th I think is today, but also through the year-end numbers here in town. So as of right now, something interesting that's going on in the Lowell market is we have 108 active homes for sale in town, which is a pretty big number. 62 of them, so just about, what is that, about 60% of the listings that are active in town right now are new construction listings. So we have them in Village Glen, we have stuff in Malibu Woods, Beverly Estates. There's a ton of townhouses that I'm sure you've seen them building over by Oak Hill Elementary over in Meadowbrook. 60% of our inventory for sale right now is new construction, which is kind of interesting. It indicates that builders have really taken an interest in this area. It indicates that, a lot of the fields that we have here in town are being sold off and parceled out. It obviously means some interesting things in terms of our traffic. Maybe we'll get some new commercial activity in town. So there's good and bad things. Going through what's actually sold, and I pulled the numbers since the first of the year. So this is obviously a slow-ish season, but I did pull from January 1st until today. We've sold 31 homes. We've sold 31 existing homes. So the average sales price is $205,882,000. Days on market is about 61 days. We've sold a total of about $6.2 million of homes in Lowell since the first of the year, these are big numbers. With an average of 205,000 to reach 6 million is excellent. Now those are existing homes. I pulled the other numbers because we have this new construction thing. Only 3 new construction homes have sold since the first of the year. So we did 6.2 million of existing homes. We did less than a million, 902,000 for new construction homes. The average is higher, obviously, because they're brand new. Average is 292,000, and they're on the market for 193 days, which doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot. New construction, they list them, the second they put stakes in the ground to put a sign up until they've actually built a home. So longer times with new construction on the market, that's more normal. But I thought it was interesting that with all of that new construction being listed here in town, and quality homes, good homes, nice sized homes, obviously brand new, so they have very contemporary decorating and layouts, open concept, stuff like that. But the homes in Lowell that appear to be selling, by far 31 versus 3, we're selling these existing homes. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the average on the new construction is almost $300,000. But the ones that are actually selling, the average is about $200,000. So a lot of the listing prices on these new constructions are much higher than the existing homes here in town. And we're working everything from the foreclosure all the way up to on something 5-bedroom on 10 acres. But that average out of all the ones that are on there gives us a pretty good idea. What that means for sellers that are looking to sell, particularly obviously an existing home, that's actually good news, because the fact that we have these builders that are shooting up here on this pricing level and not necessarily getting the traction that they hope is actually good for you guys, because what it creates in the market, so 60% of your competition is new construction at an average of 292,000. Here's your fantastic house that's maybe 10, 20 years old, 40 years old here in town sometimes, and they're still selling quickly, 61 days, and they're selling for $205,000. A lot of times when there's a lot of new construction competition, older homes suffer because obviously they're not brand new and they don't have the most efficient furnaces, and sometimes they have giant, rock fireplaces downstairs or stuff that isn't necessarily the most contemporary. The fact that these homes are still selling in the way that they are puts Lowell in a very good place. If you're thinking of selling, your competition from new construction is not as hard as it would be in some different kind of markets and some different kind of areas. So that's actually really good news for Lowell. Year-end numbers. So I went through and pulled the basic numbers. So in 2008, Lowell sold 368 houses for a total of $77.4 million worth of real estate sold in town in the 2018. Average list price was $210,000. Days on market about 73 days. So then comparing this year over year, so 2006, we sold $68.9 million with an average of $189,000. 2007, about 78 million, average of 203. And then now our average over this past year, 2018, was 2010. So what that means is in 2007, our market went up 6.8% in terms of sales price average. And then in 2017 to 18, it went up 3.33%, which is smaller. Obviously, we'd rather have the almost 7 that we did in 2016 to 17. But 3% rise compared to 7 is actually not a bad thing. What we want to avoid for both buyers and sellers is if these homes prices jump too quickly and we're going up too fast, we're going to see a lot of sellers that want to sell because they just made $10, $20, $40,000 worth of equity just in these market changes. But then we have a lot of buyers who aren't going to buy because, interest rates have gone up a little tiny bit. They're not going to necessarily buy here in town because they can skip south of us and go to DeMont, or they can go over to Hebron where housing stock is less expensive, and then their money is going to be going to sellers in those towns and not the towns in Lowell. I actually think it's a pretty good thing that our growth has slowed down just a little bit, particularly since we have these glut of new construction homes. What we're going to see, I think, over 2019 is that those numbers kind of equalizing. The builders might slow down a little bit or at least lower their prices to something closer to our average that's actually selling. We won't have buyers coming over from Illinois and from North Lake County, skipping over our town entirely to head elsewhere in Porter County, maybe Jasper County, stuff like that. So I actually think the fact that our sales prices, which have been just stacking tremendously, have slowed down a little bit. It reflects the national market at large, and I think it reflects the reality. We had so many people coming from Illinois over the past, say, 5 years. That is slowing down a little bit. The people that were anxious to move after the stock market crash aren't necessarily in the market anymore. They've either stayed where they were or they've already found something. So things are kind of leveling out. And like I said, for town, I think that's a good thing. We don't want to create some kind of, lopsidedness. All these brand new homes are selling, and they're selling for $300,000, and it's great. And all the people who live here in town, the houses that are just even 10 years old, aren't selling for as much as we would like them to because we're competing with this new construction. So I actually think that's slowing down a little bit. The numbers that, we're selling more property and we're selling them more quickly, which is still a good sign. But the fact that listing price hasn't jumped up so high, I think is a really good thing. I'm going to keep an eye on the new construction stuff. A lot of times with new construction, the type of the homes they're building are, mostly like 3-4 bedrooms, so mostly for families. Families don't often want to move in the middle of, nobody really, but families in particular don't want to move in January or February because they're waiting usually for a school year to end. Lowell has strong schools. I know that that's going to bring in interest into our community in terms of buyers that live outside of town. I'm going to keep an eye on this new construction over the spring and in early summer as that market really gets moving to see what kind of effect that new construction sales have on existing home sales, and also to see if those new constructions ramp up and they start, selling like hotcakes, to see what that's going to do for our sellers here in town and their home prices for existing homes. So like I said, I am going to keep an eye on that. I'll keep you guys updated. Things have not slowed down as much this winter as they have in past years. More sellers are coming on the market, more buyers are out there. Obviously, it's, 47 degrees below zero and nobody wants to move, but it has been, a quicker market than it has in the past several winters. So I think that's also a good sign that our town is in demand and that sellers are selling for prices they want, buyers are getting what they want here in town, and again, that'll generate new commerce, and, maybe we'll get a, Taco Bell or something like that here in town. It'd be fantastic. I'll keep an eye on that. If you need anything from me, if you're just curious, you're like, 3%, 6%, I wonder what my home's worth. I myself am thinking of moving to DeMont or Porter County or, Florida, something like that. Give me a call. Text me anytime, 219-765-2062. If it's easier, you can also email me at ericag, ERICAG, at c21affiliated.com. Go to my website, Home Sales by Erica. I'm also obviously on Facebook, Facebook.com/Home Sales by Erica. I'm happy to answer whatever questions you want. I'm not going to start, pushing contracts in your face or anything like that. So if you're thinking about getting ready for spring, you're thinking about making a move, just call me. I'm low pressure. We can figure out what the best options are for you to sell, for you to buy, no matter what area you're looking in. Even if you're looking to, cross-country move, also let me know. We have a fantastic referral network here. You can always stop by the office, 1040 East Commercial. We're by Love and Oven Pizza. We're here 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and occasionally you can catch somebody here after hours, which I'm sure they'll be happy to help you. But just ask for, go to Linda. She's there, our admin at the front desk. Ask for Erica, and I'll be happy to help you. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys next month.